Hey everybody, it's Sonjdradeluxe, and today we're recreating this look that Makeupbymario created for Kim K's 2018 Met Gala look. He always kills it, so iconic. I took a little vote on my Instagram to see which look you wanted me to recreate. Most of you guys said Kim. The second runner-up was Gigi Hadid, and third was Selena Gomez or Rihanna. So if you guys want to see somebody else, let me know in the comments and I'll recreate one of their looks too. So for this look, I can't really tell exactly what was used or what went on. Only Mario and Kim know that, and the only people who know what it looks like in real life is the people who went. So I couldn't find a picture of her with her eyes closed, so I'm not sure exactly what she did, but I tried my best to make it suit me. So if you want to see how to get the look, then please stay tuned. So first I'll start with my Gleam by Melanie Mills Body Radiance in Peach Deluxe. And I'm just gonna blend that all over. She was like super glowy but still matte looking skin, so I'm gonna use a matte foundation on top of this and just massaging that all over. And that's gonna work as our primer, moisturizer, skin blur, all of our favorite things. Next, I'm gonna take the Longwear foundation by MAC, and I'm gonna do the same thing and blend it all over with my hands. And this is gonna last all night. This is one of my OG favorites. Blend it onto my neck as well. Today for concealer, I'm going to use the Kim K or KKW Beauty concealer. I haven't used this before, but because we're doing her look, it's a good day to do it. So I'm just doing that in a V. She's like quite highlighted and contoured, obviously. Kind of following all of her and Mario's like little contour chart style. Do a little sprinkler on your forehead, down the center of your nose, and on the chin. I might mix this with something slightly lighter. Just to be really, really extra, I'm gonna take number 9 and I'm gonna layer that in too, just for some extra highlight. Now I'm gonna use a damp beauty blender sponge to blend it all out, because that's what I see them doing. Mario. This concealer is actually pretty nice. I didn't really get a chance to use it before, but I like. And I just damped my beauty blender with water. Normally I would blend my concealer with my fingers, but trying to customize her thing, but for me. Now I'm gonna leave it as is, just kind of see how it's gonna dry, because I usually don't bake, but if I feel like it needs a little bit of baking, I might. For eyebrows, I'm gonna get into my Anastasia Chocolate Brow Pomade and my Smith 205 brush. And her eyebrows look pretty defined and arched. I'm just gonna do mine, because they're pretty intense anyways, but I want to make sure that they're going to frame this eyeshadow as best possible. So I'm doing swipes in the same direction that hair grows in towards the center, and then I'm going to start to bold it out as we get to the edge. And same thing on the top, just doing it in the way that your hair grows. I love this look because it reminds me so much of like 2009 Kim, and that's when like her makeup was really, she's real extra with it. And I'm just working to kind of like fill in any gaps. I'm gonna go in and set my brows using the Anastasia Tinted Brow Gel in Auburn, just to hold them in place. And then I'm going to go in with the concealer brush by Anastasia and the number 10 KKW Beauty Concealer and just kind of snatch my brows. And I'm just kind of like rolling it underneath and on top of my brow to clean it up a little bit so that they can look sharp, but I'm being super light-handed with it. I'm not using like a ton of concealer. I don't want them to glow, but I do want them to be bolded out. And I know hers aren't as bolded out as this, but you gotta make it work for you. And usually my eyebrows are pretty intense, but not this intense. So we're going for it today. Same thing on this side. We're gonna snatch in. And my eyebrows always look super intense. Well, they do anyways, but when I have nothing else on, but once you get the contour and everything else, it looks more balanced. It doesn't look less intense, it just looks more balanced. So if I'm having a day where I'm not wearing like much makeup, I'll just like do the very bare minimum in my brows so that it's balanced. You don't wanna have like super intense brows and then nothing else, and it looks crazy. So I'm gonna start my contour. Wouldn't be a KKW tutorial without some contour. So I'm gonna take my dark mineralized skin finish and my Morphe M458 brush, and I'm gonna snatch the nose. In some pictures it looks like she's a little bronzy and some not, so I'm just kind of going to follow my own kind of contour routine just to make sure it looks snatched. And I'm just dragging this right along the bridge of my nose and then giving it a little blend out. And this brush is cool because it's soft enough to blend with, but stiff enough so you can still get a nice snatch on the nose. Next, I'm going to go in with the shade darker, the dark deep mineralized skin finish, and I'm going to go right into the hollows of my cheeks. And I'm sorry about the lighting, I just can't decide if it's going to be cloudy or sunny, and the sun keeps playing peekaboo. Drives me nuts. So I'm just rubbing it kind of all over as well because it looks like she has a little bit of blush on, which I'll do later, but I like to kind of blend a tiny bit of my bronzer on my cheeks to kind of neutralize it and to make the color more my own. And we're gonna bronze the forehead as well. For highlight, I'm gonna go into the Hyper Real palette in the pink version by MAC, and I'm gonna stay in kind of the darker end, and I'm gonna give myself a generous highlight right on the tops of my cheekbones, down the center of my nose, above the top lip. Same thing on the other side. So for the eyes, I'm gonna try and keep it as simple as possible because it might look like it's a black smoky eye. I don't quite think that it is, but it is definitely some smudged out liner in an angular shape. So I'm going to do that and I'm going to blend it with brown, and hopefully I can achieve the same look with the eyelashes and waterline kind of be the most intense black and everything else be kind of softly blown out. So I'm going to take the Urban Decay Glide On pencil in Perversion, which is a black, and I'm just going to go for it right into my waterline. So I'm going to start getting it black to begin with. Then I'm going to take my MAC 239 brush to kind of blend it out in that wing shape. And this is waterproof and it lasts a very long time. So you have a little bit of blending time and then it will set. So I want to work with this kind of quickly. Usually I kind of go back and forth between eyes, but for this, sticking to one eye and then moving on to the other one after I've blended it out. Wiggling it back and forth. And I'll also drag it to connect to the top line as well. And this is just blending around what I've put into my waterline. Once I've kind of got that shape, I can go in and layer again, starting where I want the most product, so in my waterline. I'm also going to just elongate the inner corners of my eyes too. And we're going to give that a blend. And I'm going to take a little bit of the liner again, go on the outer corner, just super light again, because this is very pigmented and super black, and I just want to move the color around. I don't want it to be like opaque black anywhere other than along my lower lash line. Just dragging it in. I don't really know what her top lid looks like because I haven't been able to find any pictures of her with her eyes closed, which is nice. Photographers weren't playing with her that day. I think even just like walking around with an eye that looks like this is like super dope. I like using one product and doing the most with a makeup look because this already looks kind of fire. I'm gonna go ahead and do the same thing on the other side. So now that we've kind of got our base down, I'm gonna go in and blend it out with some brown. If we need to touch the black, then we will. So I'm gonna go into the Pat McGrath Mothership Platinum Bronze palette, and I'm gonna go into this brown right here and my Morphe M502 brush, and I'm using such a small amount, so just tap real quick. And I'm going to kind of blend that over top of our black. So it still looks black, but it just blends into our skin a little bit more. And you still get that smoky look without it being intensely black. Just going to do the same on this side. And we're going to blend it into our black wing here. There's like a ton of different brown eyeshadows you can use to do that. I'm just gonna super lightly, just to blend, go along the lower lash line, but like very light with whatever's left over on the brush, just to soften it up a little bit. And I'm gonna go back in with a MAC 239, but this time just in the brown, and I'm just gonna bold out the edge a tiny bit with that same brown color. So far we've only used 2 eye products and it's already a lot. And I'm being careful not to pull it up too high because I still want my lashes to look the most black and to pop up over top of this smoky eye. So I'm keeping all of the depth right on my lid, so pretty close to my lash line. Same thing over here, just to connect it to that bottom line. And it looks like she might have something a little bit light in here. I think to keep the simplicity of it, and you know, we're all kind of doing our own interpretation of the look, I might just leave it like that because I feel like it has a lot of impact already. And we'll see what it looks like with the lashes. If we need to put a little light in there, then we can. I like it. For mascara, I'm going to use the Bad Gal Bang mascara from Benefit. I love this because it like separates the lashes. Lashes are a big deal in this look, I feel like. So I'm going to use this to wiggle and separate. And it's also a super black formula too. And because we kind of soften the black on our lower lash line, you're still going to be able to see our lashes over the shadow. We want it to just barely come up over top of the shadow. And same thing on the top. I'm not too worried because I'm going to use Pretty Dramatic lashes. I know she used Lily lashes, but I don't have the same ones that she used, but I do have some cray ones that I'm excited about. And I also have a discount code for Velour Lashes, but I have a discount code for 25% off of the ones that I'm about to use too. So take your pick. Either way, you're winning. So these are the lashes. I've already trimmed them to fit my eye. So I'm just gonna pop this little guy on. This one's kind of curved, so when that happens, I just like to smush it flat to shape my eye. And sometimes when you're recreating a look, you want to like use a lash that's gonna look the same on your eyes, whether it be bigger, smaller, whatever. And if you need to, with your black liner again, I'm just gonna fill in the inner part of my eyelid so there's no pink showing. And I'm just gonna connect the lines on the top a little bit too. And then even though we didn't put anything light there, it looks like we did because we kind of left it bare. Let's just touch up this because I got a little bit of a watery eye. So for lips, it looks like she's got kind of like an ombre lip thing going on. So I'm gonna take the liquid lipstick by Huda Beauty in Flirt, and I'm gonna do the outer corners of my lips so we get that ombre effect. And I'm trying to be kind of careful because I'm kind of a mess when it comes to lips. Well, it's a mess anyway, it doesn't matter how careful I am. And it's kind of like that taupey brownie color. I'm gonna fill the center of my lips with Bikini Babe, also by Huda Beauty. And I'm gonna go right in the center of my lips, because it looks quite light in the center of her lips. I love this color. I'll just give it a nice little finger blend. You still want to see the darkness on the outer parts, but you want the middle part to be kind of blended. So remember when I said I wanted to kind of blend my bronzer into my cheeks so I could put a blush? Looks like she has kind of a warm blush, so I'm using this really peachy color. This is Telling Glow by MAC, and I'm just gonna kind of pull it back into my contour. Okay, so that completes our look. I tried to get it as close as I could to the picture while still making it suit me. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. Sorry about the lighting going in and out all crazy, but hopefully you can still see what's going on. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to share, subscribe, and follow. Love yourself, stay pretty, and I'll see you guys again in the next video. Take care.